explore the humor of it, and where are you making people uncomfortable with it. There's something too about intimacy, you know, and intimacy when you really know somebody, you don't always just have to make eye contact with them. There's a familiarity that you don't need to connect like visually with, and you just get it. And we saw a bunch of that with your scene at the table. And my like fantasy of it was like, just don't even make, you can't even look at her. You know, don't even look at her. You know, there's something about the very stoic Irish father who, if you look at her, you would lose it. You know, so don't be afraid to find intimacy that isn't directly like I'm seeing you, because that's not the way it always happens. Did you think or delve into where the depression came from?
A whole lot.
Yeah.
Talk about it if you want. All right. Well, we talked a lot about how there's definitely some family issues going on beyond just the scope of this one issue.
Right.
How Phyllis likely had some issues growing up and becoming a parent and stuff like that. Okay. She's definitely very like anal retentive as a mother and stuff like that. Which you can tell by how she speaks to them. And so that definitely has some influence with like some perfectionism to Lorraine's, the eldest daughter, and stuff like that. So we cut about half the show for its initial piece. There's 3 acts, but the last act is just one scene that takes place before everything. The day that she goes to college. And you can kind of see the dynamic of her being like, all right, like, you know, this might not be perfect, and like this might not work out, and the parents being like, no, you're perfect, it's gonna be perfect, you're perfect, it's perfect. And she's like hesitant.
So you don't think she had any like clinical diagnosis of her depression? She hadn't been fighting it her whole life? It was just kind of building up of this perfection? I
don't know that it was, I don't think that it was a biological thing, but still probably a diagnosis.
Absolutely. You know, and obviously a cry for help. She wasn't successful, you know, and probably with reason, but she obviously needed to be seen. It's very heavy stuff, you know, and it's interesting for young people to be able to explore something that is so heavy, something that people may think is taboo or things that we shouldn't discuss, but we should be discussing these things. You know, there should be a stigmatism on depression and things like that. I think the world is getting better. Yeah. You know, certainly people aren't hiding from it anymore, but it's important to get it out there because that's a huge way to prevent it from happening.
We are approaching 6 minutes.
Whatever, it's the end of the day. So the only other thing I want to say is in terms of an acting technique, there's so many different things that are going on and everybody's got to come from their own angle and you have got to connect to it yourself. And so something that I brought up probably yesterday, not really much today, is the idea of what is this really like for you? Knowing that you pack your own bags. So whatever's going on in your head, I don't know. You know, I just see what you're communicating. So whatever you need to do, however you need to connect it to your real life, the frustration, the anger, the disappointment, all of that, the needing to put it all together, you know, the needing to keep it all together, and you know, trying to ignore it, and then you wanting to be seen. All of these things are things that we can relate to. And when you find what that is in your real life, that makes it very real, you know, and you can ground that. And again, nobody knows what's going on in your brain when you're on stage. All we see is that you're thinking. So what's in your bags, however you pack your emotional bags, we don't know. So you can do any type of replacement, you know, and you got to connect to that stuff. Yeah. You know, and you guys are on the verge of it, but I want to reiterate and go even deeper. That's it. Thank you. Good night.